Welcome to AI Entertainment, where we let the computers do our thinking. This is AI Says Top 10. The king of the nerds, Karl Urban. Number 10, Karl Urban in Pathfinder is a force of raw survival and silent rage. As Ghost, he delivers a physical, almost wordless performance that speaks louder than any dialogue. Abandoned as a child, caught between two brutal worlds, Urban gives us a warrior forged by pain and hardened by vengeance. He doesn't just fight with swords, he fights with purpose, with every grim expression etched into his face. His presence is primal, animalistic, and yet tragic. You feel the weight of his isolation, the burden of being caught between cultures, and the fury of a man with nothing left to lose. Karl Urban turns what could have been a standard action role into a brooding, mythical figure, part spirit, part man, all badass. In Pathfinder, he doesn't just survive, he becomes legend. Number 9. Karl Urban in Red is slick, sharp, and deadly cool. As CIA agent William Cooper, he's the perfect modern assassin, precise, relentless, and quietly conflicted. Up against Bruce Willis and a team of retired legends, Urban more than holds his own, bringing intensity and credibility to the cat and mouse chase. What makes his performance memorable isn't just the action, it's the subtle moral struggle beneath the surface. You can see the wheels turning behind his eyes as duty clashes with conscience. He's not just a villain, he's a professional, a man doing his job until the truth shakes his foundation. Karl Urban gives Cooper layers, making him feel real in a world of comic book chaos. By the end, you don't just respect him, you root for him. In Red, Urban is cool under fire and unforgettable in the fight. Number 8. Karl Urban in Doom is the anchor holding together a chaotic, adrenaline-fueled sci-fi ride. As Reaper, he plays the soldier with a past, the brother with a burden, and the one man who has to rise when everything falls apart. Urban brings grit, gravitas, and a grounded presence to a role that could have easily been lost in CGI and gunfire. He sells every moment, from the quiet grief of loss to the full-throttle, first-person shooter madness. You believe he's been through hell, and you believe he's going back in to save what's left. He doesn't need flashy speeches or over-the-top bravado, just that intense stare and unwavering determination. In Doom, Karl Urban doesn't just fight monsters, he becomes the kind of hero who emerges from the darkness, battle-scarred but unbroken. And in a movie all about brute force, he brings something even stronger: heart. Number 7. Karl Urban in The Chronicles of Riddick is a scene-stealing storm of ambition, muscle, and menace. As Vaco, he's the right hand of a brutal empire. But he's no mindless servant, he's a calculating warrior with eyes on the throne. Urban plays him like a coiled viper, disciplined, dangerous, and always waiting for the perfect strike. With every word, every glare, he balances loyalty with lust for power, making Vaco one of the most compelling forces in the film. Even opposite a powerhouse like Vin Diesel's Riddick, Urban commands attention with quiet intensity and sharp edges. You never quite know if he'll stab you in the back or fight at your side, and that makes him thrilling to watch. In a world of space tyrants and elemental fury, Karl Urban brings something rare. A villain you respect, maybe even admire. Number 6. Karl Urban in The Bourne Supremacy is pure, cold-blooded precision. As Karl, he doesn't speak much, but he doesn't have to. Every movement, every glare, every silent stalk through crowded streets screams danger. He's not just a killer, he's a ghost with a gun, a shadow that hunts. Urban brings a chilling calm to the role, making Karl one of Jason Bourne's most formidable and unforgettable enemies. There's no flashy monologue, no over-the-top bravado, just icy focus and lethal efficiency. The car chase in Moscow? Urban turns it into a brutal ballet of destruction, matching Bourne beat for beat. In a film packed with tension and espionage, Karl Urban stands out by saying little and doing everything. As Karl, he's not just another assassin, he's the embodiment of what Bourne could have become. Number 5. Karl Urban in Thor. Ragnarok is a glorious blend of comedy, cowardice, and unexpected depth. As Scourge, he starts off as a joke, a wannabe tough guy guarding the Bifrost with 2 stolen M16 second and a desperate need for approval. But Urban takes what could have been a throwaway role and gives it soul. He makes you laugh, yes, but he also makes you feel for a man caught between survival and sacrifice. Watching Scourge wrestle with loyalty to Hela and his own conscience, Urban turns a comedic side character into a tragic anti-hero. And when he finally picks up those guns in the climax, it's not just action, it's redemption. Karl Urban gives Scourge a full arc in a movie packed with gods, monsters, and cosmic chaos. In Thor, Ragnarok, he proves that even a man with a shaky start and a shaky axe can go out like a hero. Number 4. Karl Urban in Dredd is a masterclass in restraint, intensity, and sheer badassery. With his face hidden behind a helmet and his voice growling like gravel soaked in justice, Urban becomes Judge Dredd, not the comic book version, but a brutal, grounded enforcer of law in a city drowning in chaos. He doesn't crack jokes, he doesn't smile, and he sure as hell doesn't flinch. Every line he delivers is sharp, clipped, and loaded with authority. Yet, beneath that stoic mask, Urban gives Dredd subtle humanity through body language, pacing, and presence. He turns what could have been a flat, one-note role into a performance with weight and mythic cool. In a film soaked in blood, slow-mo, and dystopian grime, Karl Urban is the law. And not once does he need to show his face to prove it. That's how you command a screen. Number 3. Karl Urban in The Lord of the Rings is the very spirit of loyalty, courage, and nobility. As Éomer, he strides into Middle-earth like a warrior born fierce in battle, fierce in heart. Urban captures the raw emotion of a man torn between duty and despair, a leader exiled from his kingdom, yet never from his honor. Whether riding into battle across the plains of Rohan or standing beside Aragorn at the Black Gate, he commands respect with every glare and swing of his sword. You feel his rage when Theodred falls, his sorrow for his people, and his pride when he leads the charge at Helm's Deep and Pelennor Fields. Karl Urban doesn't just play a warrior, he embodies one. In a world of elves, hobbits, and dark lords, he grounds it all with raw humanity. Éomer is strength, loyalty, and heart, and thanks to Urban, he rides into legend. Number 2. Karl Urban in Star Trek is pure, brilliant homage with a shot of adrenaline. As Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy, he doesn't just play the role, he channels the very spirit of DeForest Kelley while making it entirely his own. From the first grumpy growl of, "I'm a doctor, not a physicist," you know Urban understands Bones. To his bones, sarcastic, compassionate, irritable, and deeply loyal. He's the emotional anchor in a crew full of hotshots and aliens, the human heart in a galaxy full of logic and bravado. Urban delivers every line with that perfect mix of medical authority and comedic timing, turning banter into brilliance. Whether he's clashing with Spock or patching up Kirk, he never misses a beat. In a reboot filled with stars, Karl Urban shines by honoring the past and boldly taking Bones into the future. Number 1. Karl Urban in The Boys is a brutal, swaggering storm of righteous fury and foul-mouthed charm. As Billy Butcher, he's the walking definition of chaos with a mission, a man who hates soups with every fiber of his being, yet hides a broken heart behind every smirk and insult. Urban plays him like a ticking time bomb, always seconds from exploding, yet dangerously calculated when it counts. His charisma is magnetic, his rage is palpable, and his one-liners are legendary. But it's the moments of quiet vulnerability, the haunted eyes, the cracks in his armor that make Butcher unforgettable. Urban takes a character who could be a one-note vigilante and gives him soul, wit, and terrifying intensity. In a world of corrupt heroes and blood-soaked justice, Karl Urban makes Butcher the most human monster and the most monstrous human. That's the list. Do you think the AI got it right? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what list you want the AI to create next. The less work for us, the better. Remember that thinking is hard, so let the AI do it for you. Thanks again, and do us a favor. Like and subscribe so that we can pay for all the electricity. Goodbye, everyone.